Hey, this is Jay, and I'm gonna be talking to you guys today about my journey as a travel nurse. As a travel nurse, I get a lot of questions on the different units and and people in general, how it is to be a travel nurse. And first of all, I want to start off that everybody always think you're rich, which is not true. So I just want to get into discussion about my journey as a travel nurse and reasons on why I became a travel nurse. So stay tuned and listen. First, I'd like to start with the reason why I became a travel nurse. See, I became a travel nurse because I just found out being on a unit, particularly one particular unit. It just didn't work out for me. I felt like my personality is different from more people, and I always been a very adventurous person, so I always wanted to see other things and just discover what else is in the world. If you live in the United States, the United States is huge. We have 50 plus states and territories, so and probably thousands of cities. So being being a very adventurous person and a person that want to see the other stuff, just being a travel nurse just worked out for my personality. It just worked better for me. Like I said, and another topic on why I became a travel nurse is because to be honest with you, the politics on the unit, it's just not for me. I'm a very down to earth, low key kind of person who like to stick to themselves and do their job and go home. Some people, they have plans to stay and work on the same unit for their whole life, but that's not my dream. I want to go other places and learn and just see what else is out there in the world, because like I said, you never know until you try something else or explore. You can fail, things might not work out, but at least you can say you tried. So let's get into the things about travel nurse. With this conversation, like I said, I'm not a proficient travel nurse. Like I said, I haven't been a nurse that long. I like to start off with that. I've only been a nurse about 3+ years, which is still a novice nurse. If you don't know what type of nurses, the different categories of nurses, you might want to just research it. But a novice nurse is a nurse who's fairly, new, under 5 years of experience. That's me. So the things that I like, and the pros and the cons are the things I'll be talking about with this video today. Start off with the pros. So the pros about being a travel nurse, what everybody think is, what you thinking? Yeah, the pay. So people think just because you're a travel nurse, you get millions and millions of dollars. Some people are not, most people aren't making millions and millions of dollars. They're making a little bit more than being a staff nurse, because you have to stay in different things, and you have to stay in different hotels. You have to find your own housing, or you can have a travel agency find your housing, and a lot goes into it. You have to drive, you have to buy scrubs, clothes. It's just it would make sense to be paid more, because if you didn't, why would you do this other than for the adventure like me? But also the pay is different by your specialty. All nurses don't get paid the same just because they're a travel nurse, and sometimes you actually can end up being paid less because of all the expenses and the hotel fees, which most hotels, if you stay longer than 30 days, it's $1,800 or more a month. So that's something about the pay if you want to, look that up before you decide to become a travel nurse. And people think you're rich, which you're not. So, well, some people are, they have money, but they're not rich. The pro is freedom and the ability to travel. That's one of my real reasons why I became a travel nurse. I like freedom. I don't like doing the same thing every day, it just don't work for my personality. I have to see and do and just see new people and see new places. That's one of the main key points on why I became a travel nurse. And contract lengths 13 weeks, which is about 3 months or 2 months and a half. You can do longer if you want to. You can extend your contract. I think it's up to 3 times. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, I've only been a travel nurse for about like maybe close to a year now. So it's 13 weeks. It's the average contract that I heard, but I heard here now that most people are doing longer now. But I choose to do shorter contracts because it just worked better for my personality, and whole thing that I came to travel nurses to see new people and do new things. So, well, yeah, that works for me. Let's get to the cons. Okay, so one con that I dislike about travel nursing is that sometimes, not every nurse, but some nurses blame you for things that are going on with the unit, and they think that you're getting paid more so you can deal with the most difficult patients or the most stressful or more acute patients. So that's one thing I don't like being a travel nurse. That's a con for me because yeah, just because you have experience, you still need help. So, you know, and just because you get paid more don't mean you have to be treated badly. Another con for me is finding your own housing and hotel fees. Like I said, with being a travel nurse, you have to pay for your own housing, or you can let the company pay for your housing, but they'll take it out of your check, which could be a lot. And like I said, a lot goes into that, so you can look that up if you like. Some companies don't pay for you to do your CBLs, which is a con for me because you're still working, but you're actually doing all that stuff. Another thing is weather. Sometimes the weather in different cities could be different. Hold on one second, let me let you guys see the weather that I'm experiencing at this moment. Hold up 1 second. Currently where I'm at is snowing, and that is definitely a con for me. Yeah, so yeah, and yeah, that's kind of difficult if you're a travel nurse, especially if you have like a car that's not built for the snow. So another con for me is, as a travel nurse, is feeling homesick and missing your family and like your animals if you have any, and your spouse. That's a big con for me, being away from your family and, you know, friends. And yeah, it's not easy, you know, being away from your friends and family for months at a time. And like I said, some people choose to, you know, wait to have a family just because of the, you know, the job and their lifestyle. It would make it very difficult to have a family. So another con for me is keeping quiet. As a travel nurse, sometimes you see stuff and you know it's wrong, but just to like keep keep out of like trouble and not cause any issues on the unit, you try to ignore it. You try to act like you didn't see it. So that's a con for me, because sometimes when you see stuff, you're supposed to speak up. But from my own personal experience, sometimes speaking up can, go against you. So I choose, if I see something that's not, that I know for a fact, if I say something that's not gonna be handled, I will not say anything. But I mean, if I see somebody in danger, a patient in danger, I'm gonna have to speak up. It's just by my, licensure, I have to speak up if I see something. But that's a con, because sometimes you just try to like keep your head down, because if you say something, you already know they're gonna know it's you. Pros and cons, both are, very similar with both, nursing and staff nursing. at the end of the day, you're still a nurse. You still deal with all the stuff that comes with being a nurse. You still deal with burnout. You still feel tired, and you still sometimes you don't want to go to work. Benefits, you still get benefits, but I mean, after your contract's over, with my particular company, you don't have benefits for a while unless you take another contract or get one. But it's not that simple. Sometimes you have to really compete with other traveling nurses before you can get another contract. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video about the pros and cons of being a travel nurse. Leave a comment if you have any questions. I'm really passionate about nursing and this whole travel nurse thing and being more independent. Let me know what you think and if you are a nurse or a travel nurse, what you think, what your pros and cons are. Okay, bye.